We fit grips by core region. What does grip size do? Grip size will change how you use the ground, and that's really the most important consideration. So Jay, I'm going to have you unline with a camera, if you would, right here.
Okay.
All you need is a baseball bat. So I'm going to have you grip at the bottom, and then very slowly move your hands up the bat, just standing tall. Nope, just like this. So all you're going to do is slide your hand as you stand there.
Okay.
Okay? So you're going to go up the barrel very slowly, and I want you to notice changes in your heel-to-toe balance. So if you have a bat at home, you can try this. And what I'm putting Jay in this position because I want you to notice his body move. You feeling it? So the larger grip size moves you to your heels. It doesn't matter. Big grips, big is not better. It's what fits. So if you've watched Jay, let's do it one more time. Watch his hat on the wall, something on the wall here, and notice, I can see it from where I'm standing. I'm used to watching this. I use this with students who want to understand, well, what does grip size do? All grip size does is change heel-to-toe balance. Now, if you're an upper core player, you want to be on the balls of your feet. If your grips are too big as an upper core player, it's going to move you back. If your grips are too small, it'll move you forward, and sometimes too far forward. If you're a mid-core or a low-core player, and you want to be either over the arches or just ahead of it, if they're too small, and Jay, let me give you another comparison here. I want you to go into your setup with that club, and notice where your weight wants to go.
This
Okay.
way.
Okay, now go in your setup. This is, I have the juniors that'll use a grip this very, very small. You feel where you've
On
gone?
my heels.
You've gone to your heels. Let's do that one more time. Please watch Jay's body. Notice where his head is. I can see.
There's a rebound right there, like going.
And that's what you'll feel at first. With very small grips, you'll tend to compensate and move toward the heels, and then you'll go forward. Now I can see you've gone back on your heels. So that's basically what grip size does. Now we understand we get our power out of the ground now. We have measurement systems to check it. So if you have the wrong size grips, you're not going to use the ground most efficiently, or what works best for you. That's what grip size does. It moves heel-to-toe balance. We actually fit grip size now by core region. So the upper core player has a much smaller grip. So if we were looking at golf clubs, notice how large this is. This is would be the size that approximates Bryson DeChambeau's grip sizing. We'll be putting, the more back you are, the easier it is if you're a low core player to clear the hips. Now, if you're a low core player with a grip that's too small versus one that fits your hands, I want you to just watch my setup here. And let's see if you're able. I'm on a mid-core number, mid-core grip. So my heels feel like they want to come off the floor. If I take this grip, and this grip's too big, it's actually putting me more back toward my heels. A grip size that fits me is going to put me, let me just grab that grip size rather than describe it to me. That grip size fits me, okay? If I go to too small a grip size, my weight is already, I can just feel it's dumping me forward. And if I go to a grip size now that's too big for my core region, I just went toward my heels. So your ideal grip size will fit you. Once you go into your stance with whatever your core region, add knee flex, that's where your grip size should be putting you. Before you have a club, without a club in your hands. So when I ground this club that fits me, I still feel that same position I was just in. If I take this club, one that's much too small, and first of all add my knee flex, ground the club, now it's pulling me well forward. So your grip sizing is very important because it's going to alter how your body works through the ball. If you're an upper core player, you need to be on the balls of your feet, but your grip size is putting you over the center of the arches because it's too big, or putting you too far forward, it's going to change how you use the ground. So your better players, we find it on their own. Bubba Watson. Ping reported, I believe, 14 or 15 grips or extra wraps under his right hand, and 12, 13 under his right hand, 12, 13 under his left, as a left-handed player. Retief Goosen, when he won the U.S. Open, had an oversized grip with 7 extra wraps. So as you go out and you look on tour, these players understand. Dennis Paulson, years ago, when Dennis was playing, he came here to the lab right after the end of his career, and we measured his hand. And I said, Dennis, you need, your left hand is standard. You need about 6 extra wraps under your right hand. He started laughing. He said, that's what I've always had. I said, why? Why did you do that? He says, when I was chipping, it just felt better. It just felt like it fit my hand much better. So your better players are going to find it on their own. I've made many videos on grip sizing. I want to show you our new prototype and what we do for grip sizing, and why grip sizing is so very important, because it impacts how we use the ground. It impacts how we use the ground. We know that ground reaction force changes by core region. Our research partner has shown us that your upper core player is on the balls of their feet, and they use the ground rotationally and vertically. And if your grip size is too large and moves you back, you won't use the ground well as an upper core player. We also know that the lower core player uses the ground in a linear or horizontal fashion and rotationally, and has very little, if any, vertical movement. And your mid-core player uses linear, uses rotational, and uses vertical. So I want to show you what grip size does now and why. I've disrupted my core, so you're going to see how open my hips are. The way we use this, you don't want to do. If you have your right balance numbers, you want to disrupt the core when you fit grip size with this. This is a prototype of our new fitting system. So I'm going to go first to upper. And you'll notice this is a tapered piece of graphite. And I'm going to grip at the very bottom, and you'll see that my hips are open. So we have a mat here on the floor that has lines on it. If you're a right balance professional, you're looking over the bar at the line to make sure everything is square, and I am absolutely square, and this is where my hand is. Your right balance professional will know exactly where to measure your hand to check. So this is an upper core grip size for me. So this is where I'm going to have maximum power. My weight is on the balls of my feet. I'm in an upper core stance width. I'm going to move to another upper core stance width here, and you'll see it's exactly the same. My hips are still absolutely square. And if I go to the I have 3 upper core stance widths. This is my right balance plank strip, if you will. So I'm square in all of these. Now I'm going to step to a lower core stance width. And this grip is much too small for me. It's moving me forward, my hips opened. And I'll show you in a moment where I need to be with upper core. If I go back to an upper core stance width, my hips immediately square up. So matching stance width to grip size has everything to do with how I'm going to use the ground. From here, I'm on the balls of my feet. Again, your upper core player uses the ground rotationally and vertically. So if I swing through, I'll feel myself change direction here, and I'm going to get maximum vertical. If, on the other hand, again, this is you can see where I am, well down on this tapered stick. If I go a little bit higher, now I've moved my weight to my heels. I'm an upper core player. I'm not going to be able to use the ground efficiently. And my hips are open. I'm going to be steep to the ball, if nothing else. And I'm going to hit, for me, I'm going to hit that fat shot. It's going left, or I'll block it right. My timing's good. I'll hit a decent shot. So let's now go to mid-core. Well, first let me go back to upper, and I'll show you where I am. So my hips are open. I grip this about, there it is. Still a little bit open. I need to go just a hair higher here. There we go. And you can try this with a baseball bat, pool cue, and you'll see it. But you have to understand you need matching stance widths to understand how you're going to use the ground most efficiently. So if you don't have your stance width, see a Right Balance professional. And it doesn't matter. If you saw the other videos earlier on the kinetic chain, I can lift 1 foot here. As long as I come back into my stance width, I'm going to be square. My upper core stance width. Now I'm going to move to a mid-core stance width. And you can see my hips just open. My weight went back. So now I'm going to need a little bit bigger grip size to get the mid-core. And I just found it. And that's my mid-size grip. So if I go back now, mid-size, I'm just behind the balls of the feet, forward to the center of the arches. I'm going to use the ground force in all 3 ways: vertically, rotationally, and linear or horizontal. And this is where most of your PGA Tour winners reside, in the mid-core. If you've seen some of our other videos, you've heard us talk about that. But now I'm in mid-core. I'm going to go to another mid-core. Hips still stay square. Third mid-core is here. Now I'm going to go upper core. I rotate. Now this is moving me forward. I go to low core. I rotate even more. That's moving me toward my heels. So I'm going to go back to mid-core, and my hips just squared up again. So that's my mid-core grip in my left hand. So let's see if it's also my right hand. My hips just closed a little bit. They just rotated, so my right hand is a little bit smaller, I know that. And it's not a lot, but it's enough to make a change. So if your left hand fits, and you're able to find it, and you see your right hand does not, you want to grip with absolutely no taper. You're going to use the last 3 fingers of the left hand and the middle 2 fingers of the right. For the full swing, we're going to say just use your left hand size with no taper. If they both fit, you're in great shape. So let's now let me go back to mid-core. So here we are. Yeah, found it again. Here's my mid-core. I move to a low core number and I rotate. So now I'm going to go up. Low core, the lower the core region, the larger the grip is going to be. And there I am. That is my lower core grip. I could give you the exact mils, measuring my hand and where it is on this. But again, if I grip it and add my right hand here, my hips are closing. I can feel that right away. So I'm going to come down just a little bit with the right hand. So now I could use a grip with a little bit of taper. I could figure that out. Your Right Balance professional will have a chart. It'll tell you exactly how many extra wraps to put on your club to get to X mils. Grip size is measured in mils. 1 mil is 1/1000th of an inch. We've done grip sizing longer than anything else. So.